guys don't know me. I'm a recent grad from San Diego State and a recent fiance to my lovely Steven. And right now, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my first encounter with the Lord, and how He's loved me since then, and how He's called me to love Him. So I'll give you guys a little context on my upbringing. I'm cradle Catholic, probably like most of you guys, but I didn't really practice the faith too much growing up. Like my parents, we didn't like go to like Sunday Mass that often, just every once in a while. But they did pray with me every day, and they put me through the sacraments. So like I knew who Jesus was. You know, I was like, okay, like Jesus, God, okay, cool, yeah. And like growing up, honestly, my life was fine. Like my life was good. Like I had a happy childhood, and I was like, okay, Jesus is chill on the sidelines. Like He's chill there. Like I'm fine. I'm living life. Life's good. Until it wasn't. So a little bit into high school, I hit an all-time low. I was struggling in school with my classes. They were really hard. All the friends that I had made in the beginning of my first few months of school were all gone by the end of my first year. And the guy that I was so in love with, like, just made me feel like super worthless and like super like not good. And I just honestly struggled every single day to actually just get out of bed and face the day. Like that's who I was in high school. By the end of my freshman year. But fast forward to my confirmation year one retreat. I was a sophomore, and my mom had forced me to go, and yes, forced me to go, because why would I want to be there when my life is miserable? And all these leaders around me seem to have a seemingly perfect life, like always happy, and I'm here down in the dumps. I'm like, this isn't chill, I don't want to be here. But retreat goes on, and like the testimonies start, and I come to find out that these leaders are roughing it too. Like they got issues, and I was like, oh, okay, like their lives are not perfect. But I was confused because they had this joy that I could not comprehend, and that I was honestly jealous of, because why was the Lord shining lightness in their darkness, but not in my own? Like all I could see was dark. There was no light there. And it comes to like the end of like our night one, and my friend Bella is giving this talk, and she was like, okay guys, I'm gonna invite you guys to just give it all to the Lord. Whatever you got going on, the ugly, the dirty, like just lay it there. Like just give it to Him. See what He does with it. Like what do you have to lose? Like just let Him in a little bit. And I was like, okay, yeah, what do I have to lose? So they blindfold us and take us to this room, and like I don't know what's going on, and I'm like, okay, we're trusting them, we're trusting our leaders. And as soon as they tell us to remove the blindfold, I'm met face to face with Jesus in adoration for the first time ever. Like I've never been to adoration before. All I know is that I'm sitting here and Jesus is right there. And what did Bella tell us to do? She said, let it all out. So I'm like, okay, Jesus, this is what I got. This is this, and that. What do you got for me? Because I don't see anything for myself. Like I'm lost. I'm lonely. I don't feel loved, and nothing has worked. So you tell me, what do you have for me? And in that moment, when I was on the floor, Jesus wrapped His arms around me and met me there. And He said, I'm going to love you right here, but I'm not going to leave you here, because I don't want to leave you here. And in that moment, for the first time in years, I was a sophomore in high school. I was struggling for a while. I felt loved. I felt seen, and I felt held. And I'm not saying that my life was perfect after that, because it wasn't. I still struggled in school. I still struggled in relationships. But the Lord has started to unmend those chains that had held me captive from the fullness of His love. And And little by little, I just desired more and more and more of him. I wanted to live my life in communion with him by giving him those little yeses. I said, okay, Jesus, you want me to do this? I'll do it. He said, I want you to love me with your whole mind, your body, and your soul. Now, I couldn't just do that right away. Like, it took a little help from him, but I was open to saying, okay, Jesus, here's my mess. What do you want to do with it? And flash forward to now, I'm 23. I was about 16 then. I have friends, a community of friends who not only love the Lord, but lead me closer to him. My family, I've grown in such a deeper relationship with them, and we've honestly grown in devotion to the Lord together. We go to Mass every Sunday. I have a fiance who quite literally shows me glimpses of the Lord's love every single day. The Lord just wants to let yourself be loved by him. And I don't know if you guys relate to some of the struggles that I just shared. Maybe you guys have different ones. Maybe they're the same. Maybe you also struggle with school. You also struggle with friendships or relationships. But I'm inviting you guys to just put it all out there for the Lord. Because now I ask you guys, what do you have to lose by letting the Lord love you? That's it. Thank you.